action!
Today we're going to be making the ultimate street food. These are going to be pork belly steamed buns. And oh man, once you've had this, you're going to be like, I want to eat this every day. It is amazing. Our main meat here is going to be our pork belly. This you can find at Costco, and then you can also find it at a lot of Asian grocery markets. Now, if you do go to an Asian market, a lot of times they do have it with the skin on. So there will be a piece of skin right along this fatty part right here. And what I've done is I've already trimmed it off on mine. And then you want to just cut it up into about 1/2 inch to 1 inch pieces. Then for our ingredients, essentially we're going to be using rock sugar, or you can use a little bit of brown sugar. You can also add a little bit of honey. This is about 3 tablespoons worth. The rock sugar is going to give a little bit better of a glaze coating when you're done with this, but regular sugar works fine. We also have about 2 tablespoons of cooking wine, and then we have a mixture of 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce. The dark soy sauce is going to bring out just a little bit better color and is going to have a slight caramely flavor to it. So you can find this at most Asian stores as well. If you can't find it, you can just go with full light soy sauce. And then we'll also use a little bit of beef broth here, or chicken broth, or whatever vegetable type stock. If you don't have stock, you can just use water. It's not a big deal. And then for our other sort of things that go along with this, we'll just have some chopped up ginger and green onions, the white part of the green onions. We have these steamed buns. Now these steamed buns you can buy at a lot of grocery stores, Asian grocery stores again. And then for our little toppings for our tacos, our steamed bun tacos essentially, we're gonna have jalapeno peppers. This is optional. I personally like to add a little bit of spice to it, adds a little bit of crunch. Have some onions, chopped up onions, cilantro, and some green onions. And you can really do whatever you want with your toppings. You can go with no toppings. It's just like a taco. Do what you want, it doesn't really matter. So to start us off, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be blanching our pork belly. So once we have our pork belly ready, I've got a pot of boiling water up running in the back here. And we would just blanch this pork belly for about just a few minutes here. It'll get rid of kind of the gunkiness, it kind of cleans it up a bit. And it's just going to make the final result a little bit nicer. Now, it is an optional step. You don't have to do it, but I do recommend it just because it's relatively easy to do and it doesn't take up too much time. The other thing I want to talk about with pork belly is I love this meat because it is so versatile. It is so easy to use. You can't screw this meat up. You can smoke this, you can barbecue this, you can put it in an oven. You can do whatever you want with this meat. It is absolutely delicious, and with these ingredients too, you know what? They don't have to be perfect. Like this dish almost always turns out. All right, now that our water's boiling, we're gonna go ahead and just drop these in and blanch them. So just be careful, don't burn yourself. So we've got our pork strained, and let it dry a little bit. And we've got our wok piping hot. Don't really need oil because there's a lot of fat in this, which go ahead and dump it right in and let it fry a little bit and let it crisp up. All right, so we're getting our pork belly nice and brown here, getting all the sides, getting that nice bone color as you can see here. Right about now, we can get ready to put our sauce in. Pour that in. Add wine. Add our sugar, garlic. And all you have to do is beef broth, chicken broth water, and get it covered. Okay? What we want to do is cover most of the pork belly. So we got this covered. We're going to bring that back to a boil. Once we bring it back to a boil, we will let this simmer. So get a nice cover. It is boiling. We're going to turn it down to a simmer. And we're just going to let that sit for about 45 minutes. That will really help that pork fat render nicely. It's going to get really soft when you bite into it. You can let it go for a little bit longer. 45 minutes, I would say, is the minimum. I do recommend going up to an hour. All right, let's take a look. It's been about an hour, And this is smelling amazing. You can see this is looking great. So now what we want to do at this point is we want to turn up our heat and start reducing the sauce, right? And this part is really, really crucial because if you don't watch it, it's gonna burn, and you do not want that to burn. That will ruin this entire batch. So what we're gonna do is turn our heat up to medium high here and just let it go. This will probably take a few minutes for it to reduce down, but I can already tell these fatty parts of this has rendered really, really nicely. It looks amazing and it smells amazing. I've also got my buns steaming here, so you can see I've got those little buns. They're gonna be steaming right here. I just turned on the stove here, so that will get going very soon. All right, look at this. This is starting to look really, really good now. You can see we're getting this amazing caramel color. Our sauce is really reducing. You want to be a little bit careful. You can turn down the heat a little bit lower so you don't burn. And you really want to just kind of keep this moving. You don't want any parts to burn. And this is getting really close. Now you do want to be careful because some of this, you might think it's sauce. It's actually just the fat and the grease from the pork belly, which will not reduce down. So just pay attention to that and make sure that you turn off the heat when it is ready. It is getting super, super close. Maybe about 30 seconds more and we're pretty much done. And then we'll plate and we'll get this into our buns. Hopefully our buns are going to be done soon here. All right, here we go. We are ready to plate. This is looking awesome. So I've got my couple steamed buns here, open them up. Now if you can't get these or you don't want to do these, totally cool. Go get some tortillas. These will work great with tortillas. Or you know what? Just cook up some rice. This meal, amazing, just over some white rice. So all we have to do is take some of these amazing looking pieces here and take our toppings, a few pieces of onion, a little bit of green onion, 1 or 2 pieces of jalapeno here, and a little bit of cilantro. And there is one and done. Let's make another one. And that is it. Oh, that's amazing. All right, guys, here we go. First bite. Let's dig in. That is amazing. The pork belly just melts in your mouth and the flavor just coats your entire mouth. It's so good. The bun adds really good texture, nice soft, helps tone down the sauce a little bit, and then the crunch of the vegetables. You gotta make this.